Welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. Today we're going to talk about candy, vitamins, or painkillers. Hello, amazing people, and welcome back to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. My name is Kale Houser. I appreciate you joining me today. Hopefully what caused you to click and listen to this podcast, especially if you are a new listener, is the title, is the concept of, this is an interesting idea, candy, vitamins, and painkillers. What does that mean? How does that fit into a leadership podcast? Well, I'm here to tell you it absolutely does, because what we offer people falls into usually one of these categories. Now, this is certainly a more general business type of a concept than individual leadership, but I promise you it does apply. So these three things, if you're thinking about them, are how we as humans, as consumers especially, think about the things we buy, the things we purchase. Is it candy? Is it delicious and good and I just want that right now? Is it vitamins? Like, I understand the long-term impacts. Or is it a painkiller? Like, I will do anything to get that just to take away this pain. And that's basically, in short, what we're going to talk about today. So candy, when we think about it, if we have an offering that is so good, it's so amazing, it's the good stuff. Candy is like the instant gratification. Candy is the thing that everybody wants, but you definitely don't actually need. It doesn't serve you a purpose other than satisfying a craving at the time. So things that fall into this category are fads. People that jump on bad bandwagons, apologize with my speaking, but bandwagons of success. That is types of candy. Now, you can absolutely build a business around this. You can absolutely build a business that's so agile and adaptable that you attach yourself to these bandwagons and fads because there is money to be made. The candy market is massive because we as humans are driven in large part by random needs that pop up, random cravings and desires that when something gets put in front of us, even though we weren't even thinking about a Hershey chocolate bar, you see one at the checkout stand and then, oh, it's on sale for a nickel off. You're like, oh, I want that. I haven't had a candy bar for a long time. Chocolate sounds good. And it meets an immediate instant gratification that you might not even know you had until it was put in front of you. Like I said, entire industries are built around this. Think about every Christmas that we've had in the last probably 30 or 40 years. There has been some form of candy toy that has been offered that had become the fad, that had become the bandwagon item that every kid had to have, right? Cabbage Patch Kids was, at least in my memory of growing up in the early 80s, Cabbage Patch Kids was one of the big early, like, massive fads. That is the candy of that industry. Then, it was like Nintendos. It was, all the different dolls, the different eggs, what were they? The little squishy dolls that, anyway, you know what I'm talking about, little stuffed animal type things. I'm totally blowing my memory on what that was. But anyway, all kinds of things. It happens every year. There is some sort of candy offering to the public that everyone has to have, even though they actually were just fine like 2 months earlier, not even knowing it existed. Does that make sense? And what is that for you? What is that for your business? Do you have this type of business model? Do you have this type of offering that there is something that you can put in front of your customers that maybe they didn't even realize that they wanted? And you can say, oh, here you go, nice entry price, whatever it is. But it doesn't necessarily solve a need. It doesn't necessarily impact their life in the sense of it makes them better long term. It doesn't, alleviate any pain. It's a pleasure. That's what candy is. It's a pleasure. It meets that desire in our brain and activates that dopamine in the sense of, oh, that makes me feel good. Eating those Skittles makes me feel good. Getting that thing, buying that watch makes me feel good. It's all candy. Now, as we move along this path, ultimately, you want to have the vitamins. You want to have in your arsenal of products and services things that people actually need. The vitamins are the absolute essentials. But are vitamins good? Do they taste good? Whatever company invented the Flintstone vitamins back in the 80s, they gave their shot. They understood, like, yep, everybody needs vitamins. Nobody wants them. Nobody's buying our vitamins because they taste horrible. They come in these little brown, ugly pills that are hard to swallow. And then some genius, absolute master of marketing and product development, I don't know the company that does the Flintstone vitamins, said, well, why don't we just take the same crappy powder, throw some sugar in it along with the vitamin minerals, and then stamp them into fun shapes of whatever is a popular character at the time. Oh, Flintstones is popular right now. And they changed, absolutely pivoted and changed something that nobody wanted. Everyone understands at a basic level that they need it, but nobody wants it because it's not candy, and they turned a vitamin into candy. But vitamins are essential. But there's nothing sexy or necessarily appealing about vitamins other than if you've done the proper education of your customer and clients to help them understand why these are so important, why they should sacrifice putting this disgusting pill in their mouth for the long-term kind of unseen effects. It is delayed gratification. Like, I understand if I put a vitamin in my mouth, I'm not going to walk around and now I can lift a car, or my immune system, like I'm never going to get sick anymore. But I understand also, because, of the education and the research and the time spent investing in what vitamins can do, I understand the long-term effects that, yeah, when I'm 60, when I'm 70, when I'm 80, I want to be able to walk. I want to be able to get out of my chair. I want to, not have my skin falling off my frame. Like, there are long-term understood benefits of vitamins, and it's worth the short-term sacrifice in order to take them, like in the form of that. So what is that for you? Are you offering something to your industry, to your clientele base, that is the vitamin? It's like, hey, I know this isn't sexy. I know, there's nothing awesome really about it. You're not going to gain an immediate result, but it is absolutely essential to your business. It is absolutely essential to you, customer, whether it lays the foundation, some sort of addition, like what that does for your customer. But it might not be instant gratification for them. Then the other aspect of this is painkillers. I will say, if I did not mention this in the beginning, which I don't think I did, this comes from Grant Cardone's chief of marketing, who is Alan Lazar. He's an absolute genius when it comes to marketing. And this was a presentation that he was doing to a group of us about thinking about marketing and thinking about how to present your offers to the marketplace. And this is his idea as far as are you selling candy, vitamins, or painkillers? So shout out to Alan for that. If you do not follow him on Instagram and things of that nature, I'd highly recommend you do. I think he's just at Alan, and I'll put a link to that for his Instagram account. You should. He's a pretty much a genius with marketing. Anyway, so this final thing that we're moving along to painkillers. Now we all understand the point of painkillers. We all understand their purpose. It is an immediate need, not an immediate want. It is an immediate need. Like, I am in pain. I've just been shot. Give me that sweet, sweet morphine. You will do anything to solve that problem. You have something so big, so painful, some thorn that is attacking you, that you will do anything. This is why we have plea bargains in our law system. The threat of the pain is so looming, you'll do anything to get out of it, including taking a lesser pain than the maximum pain. It is instant gratification in the sense of you're trying to solve that immediate need right now, but it is usually and oftentimes at the cost of your long-term success, because you are only focused on what is in front of you, that thing that is causing you pain, to the exclusion of pretty much everything else. Now, you may be, as part of your business model, you offer painkillers to people. Like, yep, you're getting sued by the IRS. We will help you with that. Like, we will help you get out of that. You are, your creditors are calling you. My business will help you get rid of those creditors, right? Those are all like immediate pains that people are looking for painkillers for. And they'll do anything, oftentimes, to get out of that pain, to get out from under it. And again, business models are entirely built on this as well. The classic ambulance chaser lawyer is that. They are trying there to help solve an immediate need of pain, of going after and getting your money from, whatever caused your accident. I'm not saying this is there are good or bad, because there are certainly good businesses. There are good businesses that are built around this. Insurance companies are built around this. The immediate pain of a tornado just wiped out my house. Oh, the insurance comes along and says, okay, well, here's money for a hotel. Here's money to replace some of your belongings. And then ultimately, here's money to fix your house or relocate or whatever, right? So insurances are based around both vitamins and pain. But I would encourage you as a business owner, how can you fit into these categories and how can you help your customer understand the difference between these? Or is your model that you only focus on one or the other? I'm not saying there's a wrong way to do it, but you need to understand the mindset and the interpretations of your marketplace and your industry to know how these things are perceived. Now, this absolutely can be the same in your workforce. As you're talking about you as the leader and how you interact with your teams, the type of culture you create. There are levels to this because everything you think of pain and vitamins, consequences. That's what this is really about, is consequences for choices and actions. Now you can offer the candy to your sales force, like, hey, everybody, we'll run this promotion. The person that sells the most tickets to our event coming up gets this, 2 tickets to this fancy dinner, or the, local basketball game that's happening tonight. Like, here's 2 tickets. Take you and your spouse or you and your buddy. That's like a candy right there. They're like, oh, I want that. Like, I'm a massive Miami Heat fan. I need to get there. The vitamins are like, hey, you guys go through this training. You hit all your targets for the year. Then you can expect, this X, Y, and Z type of bonus or promotions or whatever. Like, that's the vitamins. Those are the things they know they need in the form of, take these additional trainings, work these hours, whatever that looks like for you. And they will get that delayed gratification for their benefit down the road. And then there's the painkillers of, hey, Sally, you haven't been performing. You haven't been doing the number of calls you need to be doing. That's the standard for our office for the last week. We've gone through this. It's time to buck up or shut up. Okay. That's the painkiller of the immediate need is they need to keep their job, and they will do the tasks in order to do that. Or on the other hand, they'll self-select and head out. Then that solves the problem as well. There's lots of other examples. I would look forward to hearing what yours are. And these can be great motivators in their different aspects when applied appropriately. And that's really what is the key part about leadership. So I'd highly encourage you, if you have not yet, please visit kalehouserleadership.com. An amazing download for you, especially if you're in the process of hiring people. Our mastermind is open right now, VIP Leadership Mastermind.com. You'll get your first month for half off. Come check it out, see if it is a good fit for you. And we'll promise you that it will be if you are at all interested in becoming a better leader in your organization. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Likes, comments, subscribes, and shares are fantastic. I appreciate you getting the word out and helping Kale Houser Leadership grow and impact more lives. Have a fantastic afternoon, no matter where you're at in the world. Bye.